Hi everyone, this is an Aimsun video. This is a basic tool or feature I try to show you, and that is view mode. If you know Vizim, you know that in that one it's very easy to just turn on and off labels, and you just set different attributes to be shown and just change the settings basically there to make them bigger, smaller, change the colors. Unfortunately, that's not the same in Aimsun. So the way it works here is there are view modes and view styles. You can create view styles and you need to assign view styles to the modes. The reasoning behind it is that you can have multiple styles in a mode, so you can basically consider a view mode like a setup, a visual setup where you can have different settings. So you want to show this, you don't want to show that. I want to show certain labels, but I don't want to show certain objects and elements. So in that one, basically create a view style for each of that setting and you apply all of them into different view modes. So how to do it is in the project window, you find view modes. There are already by default a couple that you can use, or it's used by Aimsun. And you can right click and create a new view mode. What I try to achieve now in this example, I have centroids or zones, these connect these little circles. And I want to just show the number, the external ID for them. So as you can see, I created a view mode. Let's call it external ID. ID for centroids. And I'm not going to change anything here for now, maybe in later videos, but here there is the used styles. So in this little window here, this section, you can start listing the styles. And so I'm going to add one here. There are also some buttons, so you can create a new style here, or you can add existing ones or remove them. I'm not going to create a new one here, I'm going to do separately. So it's the same, just want to show you how it's done here. So I click right, then create a new style, I open it, and this one is, let's say, centroid external ID. And how it works, you need to select the object type. In my case, that's a centroid. There is an attribute selection where I just select external ID. And in here, in the style, you can see there are a lot of options. But let's start just with attribute. This one, we just put a label. You can select how you want to format it. So if it's a number, like maybe a length you want to show, then probably it makes sense to use decimals or some kind of costs you want to show. But in my case, I just use no decimals because the zone number doesn't have any decimals. Unit size, this can be useful because pixel, if you use pixel, then the size of the label remains constant on the screen. So if you zoom in or zoom out, it will be the same. If you use meters, then you can make it lock in the size. So if you zoom in, it becomes smaller. If you zoom out, it becomes, or vice versa. So the further you are, the smaller it is. So let's go with pixels. And label size, this is in pixel, I just put 30 to make it big. And I put red. You can start showing attributes, name and stuff like that, but I wouldn't. I would just keep them as it is. And you OK it. Now, go back to the view mode. And let's open the view mode we created. And here I add existing style. And here I just find the one I already created, style. It was centroid external ID. I OK it. And then up here, this is the view mode selector. Here you just select external ID for Centroid. And as you can see, all of them are there. You can create multiple styles. So let's open it, the view mode again, and create a new style. Let's hide maybe number 1 and number 11. Again, hide Centroid labels. I keep Centroid selected by default as the first selected, so let's keep that. And style, use hide. You can hide all of them if you want, of course, but you can only hide certain ones. If you here click new, it will bring up these symbols and each certain rows. As you can see, there is also an attribute. I can just pick ID. This is the Aimsun ID. This is the Aimsun ID. And I can just use that, or I can use external ID as well. And as you can see, it removed the range. It is very important that ID is a numeric value, but external ID is not. Or at least you can't deal with it as a numerical. So what you can do is you can just put 1 here. That means only number 1 will be hidden. As you can see, it automatically assigned this view style here. View styles can be assigned into multiple view modes. So now, as you can see, it completely hid it. Numbers, everything, it's all hidden. If you go back, you can just edit by double click on it. It will open your view style. You can add more. You can put number 5. And it will hide number 5 as well here. But if you want to hide all of them, what you do is you just pick an attribute, let's say a numeric one, if you have a lot, let's say ID. And you can just delete this line, just make sure you have 1 row or 1 line, just click new. And you can put in a range, a numerical number, so you can just put a very big number here. So from 0 to that, it will be applicable for that. You can OK it, and it will hide all of it. There is also a different way to do it, is that there is a condition. So you can also set a condition and where it to be applicable. So you can just use here, again, you can put ID. And if it's applicable to 898, I think that was the ID for that. And if I remove all of it, then it should show first everyone. (898). And why does it happen? Because you also need to set everything here. So that's when you use this hide, it's a bit tricky. So if I add this back, like that, there you are. So that's why I try to show that with hide, it's a bit tricky how you use it. So just keep in mind that you have this condition as well. But you can also play with the ranges. And you can also calculate the ranges if you want. So if I put it back to external ID, then you can calculate it automatically, unique values or certain quantiles. And you can just calculate and it creates all of them automatically. This can be very helpful, but in other cases that I will show in another video, but just something to be aware of. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, as it would help the algorithm. to promote my channel. And if you want to support me more, please head to my Patreon. Down in the description you can find a link, or on YouTube you can sign up for the membership. See you in the next one.